my husband got injured from a fight with his close friend, and also he was actually treated by a nurse. But you know,
on that day or the day of his death?
No, this not on the day of his death, yeah, which was on Tuesday, September 12th. But my father-in-law has, found a way of trying to divert people's attention away from the reality to, to another thing entirely. So, like most people on the public faces do not even go to the real issue on ground anymore.
What really happened that last day?
Yeah, so what actually happened is, like, it was on Tuesday, and a nurse actually came, like his friend, Spending, called a nurse. He was the one that gave us the nurse number, and one of his work at Bami called the nurse, and the nurse came around on Tuesday. On that Tuesday, he was supposed to go to a podcast interview. But the nurse actually came, and he was actually fine, although he sustained an injury, but he was okay, like it wasn't worse, because he had like plans for that day. So the nurse came, and the nurse gave him injection. I think it was the third injection that he reacted to.
Did she give the injections back to back?
No, it's like the distance wasn't really that much.
Okay,
yeah,
so like an hour or so in between each injection.
Yeah, so it was the third injection that he reacted to.
How did you react to it?
After the injection, he vomited, he peed, and he started having reactions, started having goosebumps all over his body, his heart, it complete like it was feeling hot in his heart. Do you understand? Like he told us to get him some water, that I want to put some water in his body, which his brother did, and he also said he needed cold, he needed AC, like he's feeling hot inside, like the injection is making him hot inside, and we tried our best. We took him to the hospital, and like 20 minutes after, the doctor said he's dead.
20 minutes after he had landed in the hospital?
Yeah, the doctor said he was dead.
But that nurse that administered these injections, has any investigation been
yes, but
done about her professionalism, or whether she was even a qualified nurse?
Yeah, after my husband's demise, she was arrested, but she was later granted bail. And ever since this whole thing has happened, she has never come out to say anything. And she sees how people has been bullying me, how people has been calling me so many despicable names, how people has been accusing me wrongly, and she has never said anything. Instead, she's been out there clubbing, partying. Like the last time I saw a video of her clubbing, like doing lashes, makeup, and she's out there living her life. And it's just so unfortunate. Yesterday, I think people, like some people are out there talking to her. So those guys were on TikTok, and they were literally saying they would tell her what to say, because next 2 weeks, March 14 is the next coroner inquest, which the judge asked him to come over to say on side of the story. These same people on TikTok were literally saying it yesterday, that they would tell her what to say to lie against me. Do you understand?
But they found out what was in that third injection that triggered this reaction.
I think they were supposed to do that, but my father-in-law already buried my husband. So when the government autopsy came out, the autopsy result said they cannot determine the cause of death because his body has already decomposed. So they couldn't get the right tissue to use for the autopsy.
But was there any reason your father-in-law buried him? I mean, how soon was he buried after he was...
Like he wanted to bury him that night, the night that he died.
But is he a Muslim?
He wasn't a Muslim. And a lot of people actually begged him not to, but he insisted I was going to do that. He wanted to bury him that night.
Did he give any reason for this?
He did not. He did not. He did not. He just said he needs to bury him. Like, a lot of people begged him. He wanted to bury him that night, but they didn't give, he actually called the Bale of where he wanted to bury my husband. But the Bale said, there is no way that I cannot bring my husband that night. So he had to wait till the next morning, and
And even it was such a rush that even the coffin was so small for him.
The coffin that he was the one that got the coffin. And the coffin was, my husband was 6'1", but the coffin was very, very small that he had to break his head.
Oh my God. This is harrowing to listen to. But anyway, you're Omowunmi's lawyer, But what I want to ask, what about securing full ownership of Mohbad's music to ensure that his family receives royalties that they are rightfully owned? Because this is an area that obviously has not been addressed. We are thinking about the emotional aspect. But in terms of his earnings that should be accrued from his music.
Yes.
How is that being secured for the future?
For now, I can tell you nothing is being done, in the sense that it will be like putting the cart before the horse. And I don't want a situation whereby we don't want a situation whereby it will look as if the wife is more interested in the property of the late husband than money the husband. You understand? This is the aspect. But it's only if there's anybody interested in the property, it's only the father-in-law. That's why the father-in-law is fighting her. It's only the father-in-law that is interested in the property. Against Yoruba culture, custom and tradition, against Ekiti culture and discipline. You know how a father will become a celebrity because of his father. He has gone as far as Ghana radio to go and grant interview to defame our client. You understand? He went on so many stations. There is no reasonable station in this Nigeria that he has not visited. You understand? To say, oh, this is at a point he diverted attention completely from the real issue to say, oh, the child is not his grandson. Meanwhile, he knew. He said he wanted to do DNA to confirm the paternity. Yes, we said you don't have the local standing or the right to challenge the paternity of this son, because the man, when he was alive, he bought 2 land. He bought one in Liam's name. He bought one for himself. He bought for his father. Do you understand? So if he's a bastard, he wouldn't have the mother in his house and the child has been. So all this thing went on. Say we now say you don't have the right. At the point our client came and told us that instead of fighting this thing, let me just have the DNA. And we say, forget about legality. We say we are withdrawing all our objections. Yeah, let us do the DNA. Baba has run away since that time. We have written like 4 letters to his lawyers to say, let us do this DNA. We are ready. Since that time, he has not mentioned DNA. The next thing we will hear is that we wrote to his lawyer. They wrote back and said, we are no longer his lawyer for the DNA thing. And Baba went on here to say, oh, I have debriefed my lawyers. They are not trustworthy. I'm bringing in another lawyer. Meanwhile, there was a judgment of court that gave us directives to go and do the DNA. So this is where the problem is. So to now be talking about property when the guy is still lying in the morgue will be unjust. And let me tell you something. The whole thing that Nigerians don't know. Out of 100%, the cliche justice for Mohbad is justice for their pocket. I can tell you more than 90% of these people shouting justice for pocket for Mohbad on social media, they are fighting for their pocket because of the rush. They bring all sorts of lies, they fabricate news just for them to have followership on their program and all that. And some of them immediately they do. Before you know it, they will delete it all and you will not see it again, but they will have gotten what they want. So this is just it.
I want to even ask in the first place, what was your relationship with your father-in-law like, and what triggered this reaction?
We had a very good relationship. Like our relationship was, it was like a father figure in my life. We had a very, very cordial relationship. Like he was the one that made, the marriage, because I was married to my husband legally. He was the one that made the marriage, like he was the one that initiated the marriage, even the birth of my child, because then I just finished my university. I was supposed to go for my master's. So he was even the one that, initiated this pregnancy, taking me to different places to have a baby, saying...
Oh, so it was actually planned.
Yes.
It wasn't as if it just happened.
No, it was planned. Like we literally prayed for that baby. Like it's like a miracle. We literally prayed, we fasted with this same man. We fasted for 7 days with my husband. We did so many things just for this baby, because he just came to us and told us that the Holy Spirit tells him that we should have a baby, and the baby would be so glorious and famous all over the world. And when he grows up and dies, the baby would be the one to buy his coffin. Those words still sound weird to me, because it's actually coming to pass now. Because now my husband is late, and Liam is the Mohbad. Do you understand? And obviously Liam will be the one to still buy his coffin when he dies, because it has been written and it will happen. So we had a good relationship, not until after, before my husband demise, after the delivery of my child, it's from one problem to another. The fact that my husband forgave his mother, and he felt...
he and his mother...
they've departed for a long time, yes. Okay. So he felt betrayed, like, because we had a close relationship. So he felt betrayed, like, why do I have to accept to the forgiveness of his mother when we didn't discuss it with him? And it is not my fault. This is his child's decision, not me. But I feel like maybe he felt like I betrayed him in one way or the other. It's been from one problem to another. The placenta of my child, he was insisting that he wanted to bury he wanted to have the placenta of Liam after his delivery. And my husband said he cannot give it to him because his mother is not the one in his house. He has other wives, and he cannot trust him with his child's placenta. And when my husband was alive, he never queried him, he never questioned him. But now that he is dead, he's been saying different things. Like, and after my husband's demise, he literally called for my husband's properties, like the landed properties, his YouTube password, his car, like so many other things. And
he was asking you for it.
He was asking everybody. He was literally calling everybody to ask. And he called.
Why did he call you?
He did not call me, but he actually called people to talk to me. He called my dad. He called my mother-in-law, my husband's friend. He called so many people to talk to me.
Everything that Mohbad owns to him,
including the landed property. God for
Are you serious?
Yes. Like if I refuse to do that, he will make sure he destroy me everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So wait, first and foremost, even after immediately Mohbad died, do you understand? Were you and him, did he contact you?
No, he did not. Even the day my husband was buried, like I went.
Like the day, yeah, exactly. The
day my husband got, the day of the burial, I immediately got there. Those area boys. I think my father-in-law and one of his girl were like I don't know. They are just like they have a relationship together. They've said so many things before I got there. They said,
your father-in-law and who?
And one woman. That woman is like they have a relationship together. So they've said so many like bad things about me before I got there. Even the day when they wanted to bury my husband, I got to know online.
This was how many days after he died?
That was like a few hours after his demise.
Few hours after
yes, I
his
got
demise.
to know on me that they wanted to bury. When I got there, like a lot of people wanted to, kidnap my baby from me. They wanted to lynch me because of different things that they've said at the scene.
Just a few hours after his death.
Demise, yes. So when I got there, I stylishly moved away from those people to him because he was there. It was at the scene. I moved to him. I greeted him. He did not answer. Like I was even trying to put his grandson to him, like carry him, but he just moved away. So that was when I knew that this is about to be a movie. Do you understand? That was when I knew that no, this man had something in mind. But after that, I still tried to put a call through to him. When he started talking about the DNA, and I called him, I asked him like, Daddy, what do you want? Like, why are you doing this to your grandchild? And why are you also doing this to me? Then he said, why do I have to take Liam to Mama's place?
So was that his beef?
No,
I think
I think the real beef is the fact that Liam is in the picture. Like, he doesn't like the fact that there is Liam in this picture. If there was no Liam, it's like he would be the one to be in charge of whatever my husband left behind, like his royalties and everything. But the fact that he has a child, Liam is like the what is it called?
Is Liam an obstacle to him?
Yes, that is how it is. Liam is like an obstacle to him. He doesn't like his existence. Like his existence, like is really it's like a threat to him. Let me put it that way.
So is that why this whole DNA thing?
Yes, and now he doesn't even want to do the DNA. That is why I'm here, because it's really sad. Is because a lot of people have you should go online and see what they've done to that innocent baby. They've called him so many despicable names. They've posted this picture online. They've written RIP. They've said so many things, And now that he has done all these kind of things to this baby, the only thing I can do as a mother to get him out of this mess is to get the DNA done.
The good thing is that we actually have Liam in the house. I think we should bring him in because the resemblance between him and Mohbad, for instance, it's just so strong. Is there anybody that can bring Liam in for us to see?
He doesn't want to get the DNA done again.
No, but he initially asked for the DNA.
Yes, because he thought I was not going to do it.
But do you also think that you should do the DNA yourself?
I have to. No, I have no any other option.
Have you done it, or are you planning to do it?
We haven't. Like, my lawyer should be the one to